Finrod, son of Finarfin, is a prince of the Noldor. He was one of the leaders who guided the Noldor from the Blessed Realm back to Middle-earth, and is the founder and first king of the kingdom of Nargothrond. Finrod formed a deep friendship with the House of Beer, which allowed him to escape unscathed from the Dager Bragalak, and he ultimately gave his life in return for this bond. In the year 1300 of the Years of the Trees, Finrod was born in Tirion. He is the eldest son of Finarfin and Irwin, with two brothers, Angrod and Aegnor, and a sister, Galadriel. His grandfather is Finwë, and his uncles are Fëanor and Fingolfin. He is very close friends with Turgon, son of Fingolfin. Finrod's beloved is Amory of the Vanir. Finrod is the most beautiful of the third generation of the House of Finwë, possessing golden hair like his father. He is also exceedingly wise, valuing knowledge over creation. In the year 1495 of the Years of the Trees, Morgoth killed Finwë and stole the Silmaril from Fëanor. Enraged, Fëanor went to the summit of Tanaquetil in Tirion, persuading many of his kin to leave Valinor with him to reclaim the Silmaril. A fierce debate broke out between Fingolfin, Turgon, and Fëanor, with Finrod supporting his dear friend. Ultimately, like the vast majority of the Noldor, they chose to follow Fëanor. The Noldor were divided into two groups, one led by Fëanor and the other by Fingolfin. Finrod chose to join the company leaving Valinor. However, there were many cherished belongings in Tirion that made him feel nostalgic. Although he took many treasures with him, his beloved Amory could not accompany him. After leaving, Finrod missed his lover and his distant homeland deeply. At Alquilond, the Teleri elves refused to lend ships to the Noldor. In order to reach Middle-earth, Fëanor and his followers attacked them and seized their ships. Some unsuspecting elves led by Fingon also participated in this fratricidal conflict. However, Finrod and his father were not among them. In the year 1496 of the Years of the Trees, a legend tells of a dark figure of Mandos appearing before the Noldor, revealing to them the prophecy of the North, known as the Doom of the Noldor. He warned the Noldor that if they did not repent, they would be banished and face endless suffering. Finarfin decided to return, but Finrod and his brothers chose to continue forward due to their friendship with the sons of Fingolfin. Finrod succeeded his father as the leader of his people. Due to the lack of enough ships to carry all the Noldor to Middle-earth, Fëanor abandoned Fingolfin's company behind. Fingolfin and Finrod led their people on foot across the icy straits between the Blessed Realm and Middle-earth. At the beginning of the First Age, Fingolfin and Finrod's company finally reached Middle-earth. Finrod and his followers settled on the northern shore of Lake Mithrim. In the year 6 of the First Age, Finrod sent his brother Angrod to visit King Thingol of Doriath. However, Thingol was not friendly toward the Noldor. He warned them not to approach his lands and people. After that, the sons of Fëanor moved to East Beleriand. Finrod first settled at Tol Sur Ion on the river Sur Ion. He built the watchtower Minas Tirith and took on the responsibility of guarding the Sur Ion Pass. In the year 50 of the First Age, Turgon visited Finrod, and together they went downstream along the river Sur Ion. Near the Mere of Twilight, the Lord of Waters Ulmo caused them to see in a dream a hidden land, where they could establish a fortress strong enough to withstand Morgoth's assaults. In the year 52 of the First Age, Finrod and Galadriel visited King Thingol of Doriath. Finrod was greatly enamored with the underground halls of Menegroth and decided to build a similar fortress. Thingol informed him of a suitable location by the Narag River, known as the Narag Caves. Finrod set to work expanding these caves, connecting them into a magnificent underground city, Nargothrond. Much of the work was done by dwarves from Belagast and Nogrod, while Finrod was responsible for most of the fine carvings. The dwarves gifted Finrod the name Felagund, meaning cave hewer or king of caves. Finrod paid the dwarves with treasures he had brought from Tirion, and had them craft a necklace called Noglamir from jewels sourced from the Blessed Realm. Many of Finrod's subjects moved to Nargothrond. His kingdom extended east to the Teaglin and Surion rivers, west to the Nenning River, south to the mouth of the Surion, and north to the Erdwethrin and Lake Evendim. Finrod became the leader of all the elves in West Beleriand except for the Falmari. His territory was the largest of all the Noldor. Finrod's influence extended beyond his kingdom. He still controlled the Surion Pass and entrusted Minas Tirith to Angrod's son, Aegnor, who remained at Tol Surion as its lord. Finrod's brothers, Angrod and Aegnor, served as his vassals and guarded the lands of Dorthonion. Finrod became a friend of Círdan, the lord of the Falas. In the year 65 of the First Age, the elves of Nargothrond helped the elves of the Falas to rebuild and expand the havens of Brithambar and Aglarist. Additionally, Finrod built Barad Nimraz on the coast to guard against enemy ships, although Morgoth had not waged war at sea. In the year 67 of the First Age, Finrod and his brother visited Doriath, where Galadriel resided. Thingol was already aware of the kinslaying incident and accused Finrod of murdering his mother's kin. Finrod, unwilling to blame other Noldor, remained silent about the truth, while Angrod claimed they were innocent. Although Thingol believed them, he still ordered them to leave. Finrod greatly enjoyed the life of traveling throughout Beleriand. He often journeyed to East Beleriand and had crossed the Gelion River into Ossiriand, thus earning the title Friend of the Green Elves. During a journey in the year 310 of the First Age, Finrod became the first of the Noldor to encounter humans. At the time, he was hunting with Maedhros and Maglar, the sons of Fëanor. They then traveled to Ossiriand, where he discovered the House of Beer, humans who had just crossed the Blue Mountains into Beleriand. He played the harp and sang songs in their dreams, showcasing the beauty of the Blessed Realm and the various creations of the world through his music. Because humans had encountered dark elves east of the Blue Mountains, their language bore similarities to that of the elves. Finrod successfully understood the humans' meaning and communicated with them. The humans learned much from Finrod, whom they called Nam, meaning wisdom in their language. Consequently, they referred to Finrod's people as Namen, which meant the wise folk. Finrod spent a long time with them, teaching them many things. They came to love him dearly and remained loyal to the House of Finarfin. The Green Elves of Ossiriand sent messengers to Finrod, requesting that he take the humans away from their lands. Finrod led the humans across the Gelion River to Estelad, where he accompanied them for about a year. Beer, the leader of the humans, formed a deep friendship with Finrod and returned with him to Nargothrond in the year 311 of the First Age. Beer served Finrod for 44 years and died at the age of 93. This was the first time the elves witnessed death caused by old age. In the year 390 of the First Age, some humans led by Halath settled near the forest of Brethil. Thingol believed Brethil to be part of his territory and wished for the humans to leave. However, Finrod persuaded Thingol to allow the humans to stay. Finrod was drawn to the nature of humans and wished to understand them. He continually visited the human settlements, especially those of the Beer family, many of whom had settled in Dorthonion. Finrod particularly enjoyed discussing with Andrith, the wise woman of the Beer family. Andrith had once fallen in love with Finrod's brother Aegnor, but they had to part ways due to their different races. In the year 455 of the First Age, Morgoth launched a raid. A river of flame flowed out from Angband. Finrod's brothers Angrod and Aegnor died in the Dager Bragalak, along with Beer's leader Beregund. Finrod led an army to the West Sur Ion Pass. However, he became separated from the others in the Sur Ion marshes. Burin, a member of the Beer family, fought fiercely alongside several other humans to protect Finrod. As a result, Finrod gave Burin a ring and vowed that their friendship would endure forever. Finrod then returned to Nargothrond, which had not yet been revealed to Morgoth's sight. In the year 459 of the First Age, Sauron occupied Tol Sur Ion, and Orodreth fled to Nargothrond. During this time, Feanor's sons, Celagorm and Curufin, also arrived at Nargothrond. Celagorm and Curufin brought their armies with them and thus gained power within Nargothrond. In the year 465 of the First Age, Burin came before Finrod with the ring of Barahir, his father's. He requested Finrod's help in going to Morgoth to seize a Silmaril. Finrod realized it was time to fulfill his promise, and just as he had once told Galadriel, this would ultimately lead him to his death. Celagorm and Curufin strongly opposed this, believing that only the sons of Fëanor had the right to possess the Silmarils forged by their father. They saw an opportunity to seize power in this situation, and urged the lords of Finrod not to follow him. Only Edrahil and 9 others chose to accompany Finrod. Finrod appointed his nephew Orodreth to temporarily take charge of Nargothrond, and then set out with Burin. Near Lake Evendim they encountered a group of orcs, whom they killed and took their clothes. Finrod disguised himself and his companions as orcs in order to pass through the Sauron-occupied Sur Ion Pass. However, Sauron discovered them and brought them before him. Sauron and Finrod engaged in a contest of power through song. After a long struggle, Finrod fell to the ground in defeat. Sauron stripped away their disguises, but he still could not discern their true identities. He imprisoned Finrod and his companions in the dungeons of Minas Tirith. The Great Wolf killed Edrahil and the other elves, but they never betrayed Finrod. Sauron sensed that Finrod was a powerful elf, and he hoped to capture him alive to uncover his true identity and purpose for being there. Sauron sent a wolf to kill Burin, but Finrod escaped from his chains and fought the wolf bare-handed, ultimately killing it with his hands and teeth. Finrod was severely wounded, and in his final moments he said, "I shall go hence to the shores of the sea, to the halls of endless time in the mountains of Aman. After a long time I shall return among the living, and whether in life or death we shall not meet again, for our fates are not the same. Farewell forever." Burin, with the help of Luthien, successfully escaped, and they buried Finrod's body on a hill in Tol Sur Ion. No one dared to disturb his grave until the end of the First Age. After his soul lingered for a time in the halls of Mandos, Finrod was reborn in the Blessed Realm, where he lived together with his father.